Welcome back to the King's Art Center. I'm Miss Crystal, and today we're going to be painting a tree of trinkets. For today's project, you're going to need acrylic paint. I'm going to be using red, blue, green, and black. You're going to need a water cup, a sponge, a paintbrush, random objects you can find. They can be buttons, sequins, or any little small object you can glue. And you're also going to need glue. And your mixed media paper, or you can use a canvas. Canvas might be better for if you plan on hanging this later, and it will also support the weight of your little objects. So the first step for our project, you're going to want to take your sponge and kind of just stick it in the blue, and you're just going to dab the paint on your canvas or your page. You can mix some greens into your blue, you can mix reds. So our goal is just to cover the whole page in a sponge texture. You do want it to be kind of dark, but not also really all the way dark. We're not going to be using black at this step. Black is going to be for our next step. You can put your sponge in water, and that kind of helps you spread the paint a little bit if it's sticking a little too much. So you guys can paint all the way to the edge, or you guys can leave a little area of white on your painting. You could also tape off your canvas. I do like having extra room to draw my branches, so I am using my full page. If you are going to the edge, make sure you clean off your table afterwards, or maybe lay down some newspaper beforehand. So now you just want to let this dry before our next step. I'm gonna go put this outside. So now my painting is completely dry. And for this next step, you guys can use a pencil first and then use paint. Since you won't be able to see the pencil on my page, I'm not gonna use one. So to draw this tree, I do want to start at the bottom of my page to make the trunk. And for this, I'm going to use black. So I'm just going to make the base and then start making the trunk. So use water to help you spread the acrylic paint. And I want my tree to go up straight in the center of my page. So now with the paint, I'm going to be kind of drawing or sketching out my tree before I go back and fill in areas that I need. So I want my tree to go up and maybe have a branch that comes out, and all my branches are going to be squirrels. then I can have swirls coming off of my other branches. So again, trees have branches, branches branch out. So your swirls can all go in the same direction, or you can also have them go in the opposite direction. That is up to you. So before I add any more branches, I'm going to start adjusting the thickness of my tree. So I do want the trunk of my tree to be a little wider. So when you guys are painting your trees, you do want to be hovering your hand. You don't want to be resting your hand on your page. You don't want the paint to be smudging. So now we can let our tree dry for a few minutes before we can start gluing on our objects, or we can also start kind of outlining our drawing with a gel pen. That's an option if you want your tree to pop out more. So one more thing you guys will need is a gel pen if you guys want your tree to stand out. Another thing you guys can do is paint your background lighter and the black tree will stand out as well. So gel pen is optional, but you want to outline your tree. So make sure your paint is completely dry before you start using the gel pen, because the wet paint can clog up the gel pen. And as you're working, rotate your paper.
End of messages.
Gel pen, you guys can also add more details inside your tree. So it can be kind of random shapes you add. It can be kind of like the little streaks you leave with your paintbrush that you've outlined. That also works. Or you can draw like a tree bark pattern. So once you guys are done with the gel pen, you're gonna need all your small objects that you found. So it can be anything, feathers, paper clips, I don't know. Anyways. I don't know. I can use the cactus ones, but they're kind of big. Okay. So for some of these, you could either cut off this little metal part they have in the back, or if you're using paper, you can kind of just push them through your canvas or paper. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and do that with some of these. So we are just gonna be gluing or pushing some of these objects through. Be careful not to poke yourself. So you guys can use normal Elmer's glue, or you can use a hot glue gun, or just any kind of really strong glue. I'm not a glue expert. So before you start gluing things down, you can also play around with the placement. See where you like your pieces. So I'm kind of putting out all the big pieces I have. So here's another little flower. I might need to poke through my paper, but I can start gluing some of these down. And once you glue them, you're gonna want your glue to dry all the way before you pick up your paper. Once you're done gluing all your objects, just let it dry before you hold it up. Some of the pieces might fall off, just make sure to re-glue it. It's just in case the glue didn't hold it or wasn't strong enough for the object. That's it for our Tree of Trinkets project. If you guys do follow along, you guys can show us your work by tagging us at the King's Art Center, and we would love to see it. If you guys need more information about what we do here at the King's Art Center, visit our website. And I hope I get to see you guys again soon. Bye.